In the year 1325, a young man of 21 stepped out from the shadow of the minaret of Tangier, filled with a fervent desire to embark on a journey that would engrave his name into the annals of history. This is not just any tale of adventure. This is the story of Ibn Battuta, the greatest traveler of the medieval world. Born into a family of legal scholars, Ibn Battuta was destined to follow a path laid with the scrolls of Islamic jurisprudence. Yet it was the call of the horizon, that unseen line where the earth meets the sky, that ignited his spirit. With nothing but a passion for discovery and the blessings of his family, Ibn Battuta set out towards Mecca. The Hajj, the holy pilgrimage that every Muslim aspires to undertake, was his initial calling. But what began as a journey of faith soon transcended into an epic expedition that spanned 30 years and took him across kingdoms and continents never before chronicled with such fervor. But what drives a man to leave everything familiar behind? What thirst for knowledge spurs him onward, beyond the safety of home, into the realms of the unknown? Join us as we trace the footsteps of Ibn Battuta from the narrow streets of Tangier to the vast deserts of Arabia. From his first awe-inspiring glimpse of the Kaaba to the perils that lay ahead, each step of his journey reveals not just the world as it was in the 14th century, but also the unyielding spirit of one man against the expanse of the world. This is more than history. This is a journey into the heart of adventure itself. Ready your senses, for the tale of Ibn Battuta is one of wonder, of danger, and of unending curiosity. As Ibn Battuta ventured deeper into the vast landscapes of the Sahara, the arduous journey to the Mali Empire began. Through endless waves of sand and under the scorching sun, his caravan trudged slowly, a tiny speck in the immense desert. As they approached the empire's borders, the harsh desert gradually gave way to greener pastures, marking the beginning of a world unknown to most of his contemporaries. Upon entering Mali, Ibn Battuta was immediately struck by the stark contrasts to his homeland. He marveled at the lush, verdant landscapes irrigated by the great Niger River, a lifeline in the heart of West Africa. The sight of flourishing marketplaces buzzing with activity was a testament to the empire's prosperity. Here, goods like gold, salt, and kola nuts were traded in abundance, showcasing the economic vitality of this thriving kingdom. But it wasn't just the landscape and marketplaces that captured his fascination. It was the people and their customs that truly enthralled him. Mali's residents, devout in their Islamic faith, adhered to practices that were both familiar and novel to him. The towns were meticulously organized, and the people displayed a sense of order and discipline in their daily affairs, which deeply impressed Ibn Battuta. He noted how the citizens showed great respect for scholars and greeted each other with elaborate courtesy, often exchanging blessings and prayers. The cultural shock was profound, yet Ibn Battuta adapted quickly, eager to immerse himself in the local customs. He observed men wearing voluminous cotton robes and women adorned with fine jewelry, their attire reflecting their social statuses. Even more striking were the public assemblies where the king's decisions were proclaimed before the community, an embodiment of the transparent and communal governance that underpinned Malian society. Each day in Mali opened a new chapter of discovery for Ibn Battuta, filled with lessons in humanity, governance, and the seamless blend of tradition and faith. His initial impressions of Mali painted a picture of a land rich not only in resources but also in culture and piety, setting the stage for deeper explorations into the heart of the empire. As Ibn Battuta delved deeper into the intricacies of Malian society, his observations grew more detailed and his insights more profound. The structure of governance in Mali, particularly the role of Islam in the empire, fascinated him immensely. He admired the stringent adherence to Islamic principles, which was manifest not only in the spiritual lives of the Malians, but also in the very fabric of their political and judicial systems. Ibn Battuta was struck by the reverence the Malians held for their ruler, the Mansa, who was not only a king but also a devout Muslim. The Mansa's authority was absolute, yet his leadership was tempered with a deep commitment to Islamic laws and principles. This blend of religious duty and royal power impressed Ibn Battuta, as it differed significantly from other regions he had visited. The Mansa's rule was marked by regular public appearances where he would deliver judgments and decisions in accordance with Sharia law, often consulting with local qadis and religious scholars. The societal structure was equally intriguing. Ibn Battuta noted the high level of social welfare and community support. The empire was well organized with systems in place to support the needy, including the distribution of alms and food. He observed that the Malians had a strong sense of community that extended beyond simple neighborly ties, encompassing broader social welfare and mutual aid that was integral to their societal norms. Security and justice were paramount in Malian society, and Ibn Battuta was particularly impressed by the effective enforcement of law and order. He recounted an episode where a thief was swiftly and fairly tried and then punished in front of the community, underscoring the deterrent power of the justice system. This, according to him, contributed to the remarkably low crime rates and the safety that travelers and traders enjoyed within the empire's borders. During his stay, Ibn Battuta also participated in the educational and religious discussions that were common in the scholarly circles of Mali. These gatherings deepened his understanding of the role of education in promoting social cohesion and religious adherence. The discussions were not merely academic, they were vibrant exchanges of ideas that demonstrated the intellectual curiosity and scholarly engagement of the Malian people. Through these experiences, Ibn Battuta gained a nuanced understanding of how deeply Islam was woven into the governance and daily life of Mali. This integration of faith with every aspect of life was something that profoundly influenced his views on governance and society, providing him with a unique perspective that he carried with him throughout his travels. As Ibn Battuta journeyed deeper into the Mali Empire, he began to understand why the region was spoken of with such awe in faraway lands. Tales of immeasurable wealth were whispered in the markets of Cairo, Damascus, and even Mecca, but it was here, in Mali, that Ibn Battuta finally saw with his own eyes the source of these stories. Gold, shimmering in abundance, flowing through the veins of the empire like lifeblood. One particular experience stayed etched in his memory. He arrived at the bustling city of Niani, a central hub of the empire, where caravans laden with goods from across the Sahara converged. There he witnessed a remarkable scene that spoke to the sheer opulence of Mali. Traders and merchants draped in fine cotton garments sat in shaded stalls, weighing gold dust on delicate scales. The gold was so plentiful that even the smallest of purchases, a loaf of bread, a handful of dates, could be paid for with tiny pinches of it. For Ibn Battuta, who had seen the riches of Cairo and the splendor of the Delhi Sultanate, this casual use of gold was unlike anything he had encountered before. But the most extraordinary moment came when he was invited to attend an audience with the Mansa, the emperor of Mali. Mansa's court was the very embodiment of grandeur. Ibn Battuta described the Mansa as seated on a golden throne, surrounded by attendants who themselves were adorned with gold necklaces, bracelets, and anklets that glinted in the sunlight. The Mansa's generosity was legendary. He would frequently distribute gold to his subjects and travelers alike, as if it were as common as sand. During the audience, Ibn Battuta learned of a remarkable discovery: gold mines deep in the southern reaches of the empire, beyond the vast stretches of the Sahara. These mines were said to produce gold of such purity and quantity that it had transformed Mali into one of the wealthiest empires of its time. Ibn Battuta listened intently as the courtiers spoke of caravans carrying gold dust across the desert, traded for salt, spices and fabrics from North Africa and the Mediterranean. The scale of Mali's wealth left Ibn Battuta in awe. He marveled at the intricate trade networks that connected this distant land to the rest of the Islamic world and beyond. But what impressed him even more was how the Malians approached their wealth. Despite their riches, they remained devout, using their gold not just for luxury, but also to support their faith, build mosques, and uphold justice. As he left the court, Ibn Battuta could not help but reflect on how the empire's wealth shaped its identity. In Mali, gold was not just a symbol of prosperity, it was the foundation upon which the empire's culture, power, and influence rested. For Ibn Battuta, the golden sands of Mali were more than a marvel. They were a revelation, a reminder of how even the most distant corners of the world could hold treasures that defied imagination. As Ibn Battuta prepared to leave Mali, his heart was heavy with the wealth of experiences and connections he had formed. Serving as a judge, he had immersed himself in the Malian way of life, learning their customs and laws. This role deepened his appreciation for Mali's harmonious blending of Islamic principles with everyday governance. The generous hospitality he received, marked by gifts and honors, reflected the Malians' profound respect for scholars and their traditions of learning. Reflecting on his departure, Ibn Battuta was struck by the lasting impact of his journey through Mali. It was not merely a chapter in his travels, but a transformative experience that reshaped his understanding of the Islamic world's diversity. His time in Mali enriched his narrative, providing a vivid testimony to the unity and faith that connected distant lands. In closing the tale of his journey through Mali, Ibn Battuta celebrated the interconnectedness of the medieval world, a rich mosaic of cultures bound together by faith, commerce, and the exchange of ideas. His adventures revealed the deep veins of connectivity that ran through the Islamic world, echoing the universal human experiences of curiosity, respect, and understanding. Thank you for watching. This video was made with great effort, so if you enjoyed it, please give it a like. If you'd like to see more fascinating videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next episode.